Hello and welcome to the box seat, brought to you by Perth Racing. Sun's out, Winks tyres on. My name's Scott Embry and I'm going to take you through the box seat for racing at Ascot on Wednesday the 14th of October. Rail at the 11 metre position, track a good 4, expecting almost perfect conditions, 23 degrees, partly cloudy, no rain around, whatever to speak of. Let's roll straight in and have a look at race number 1. It is for the stayers, 2,150 metres with the rail at the 11 metre position. This is the Wiluna Mining Handicap, and the race we're going to watch in replay contains Royal Choisir, Great Waters and also AHYOKA Frost. Let's have a look at them now.
Inside, and then came More Bazaar. Jean-Bao has gone to the inside to try and pick up ground. Here's American Soul coming after Top Trade now, and then came Midnight Black, followed by Polite Pass. Great Waters on the outside, and then Royal Choisir, but today could be the day. American Soul has burst away from them. Top Trade is running second. Royal Choisir is down the outside, but American Soul is finally going to break through as it comes right away to beat Top Trade. Third, Royal Choisir.
Well, that was Royal Choisir running third, Great Waters running fourth, and AHYOKA Frost running 8th in that same race. Only a small select field here, and they don't win out of turn, these stayers, especially in the Class 1 grade. I'm going to go with Royal Choisir here, who's had 20 odd starts for only the 1 victory, but she is going well, she gets the small field to suit, and Clint Johnston Porter's riding out of his skin at the moment, so we'll tip into Vaughan Sigley's yard, who did prepare the Kalgoorlie Cup winner as well, Missile Launch, only a fortnight ago. We'll go with Royal Choisir in race number 1, and that is number 4. 1 Great Waters, senior rider Mitch Pateman goes back aboard, who did guide this horse to victory in his maiden. I then went to 3 and Burn One Down, who steps to a staying trip for the first time, and rounded it out with AHYOKA Frost, who's knocking on the door, but a lot of these stayers are without winning. My numbers in race number 1, 4, 1, 3 and 5. Race number 2 at Ascot is over 1,200 metres. It is the Macca Mining Maiden, and we're going to go and have a look at the first up run of Type 1.
The debutant led the way, Life for Life. Type 1 headed it very quickly, though, after getting on equal terms. Dom to Shoot being niggled at as the filly puts in her run, Indigo Blue. Type 1 is the leader, though. It's Type 1 in front with 150 to go. Dom to Shoot keeps coming, and so does Indigo Blue. Indigo Blue coming out after on the inside. Type 1, Dom to Shoot. They'll hit the line. Indigo Blue. Indigo.
Well, that was Type 1 running second behind Indigo Blue. But more importantly, the third horse there was Dom to Shoot. He was a winner in a graduation on Saturday, the last race, and I think that form's going to hold up here. Type 1 had a start since, went to 1,400 metres, comes back to 1,200, back to maiden grade, the blinkers go on, and I think Chloe Azzopardi can take this horse to the top. Named after Kieran's son and is going to raise some funds for Type 1 diabetes, so a really good cause and a really good push from me. I'm hoping it's Type 1 that salutes in race number 2. We're going to go her way, number 13. From 14, Lasting Impact, who is double nominated for Thursday at Northam, so beware that there might be a scratching. But if this horse does go around, I love the 400 metre jump out. Next we go to number 15, Crown of Flowers, who has the shades on. Chloe Azzopardi trialled this horse for Simon Miller, her boss, but she's elected to ride Type 1, so I think it's a bit of a push in itself, but Crown of Flowers did trial well. And then for my 4th number, it's 7 in Brave Dream, who just looks like she's screaming out for a little bit further, but Adam Durant keeps her to these 6 furlong races. My numbers in race number 2, 13, 14, 15 and 7. Race number 3 at Ascot is the Everest Accounting Netherlands Maiden. This is another maiden, race number 3 at Ascot. This version's over 1,200 metres as well, and I absolutely love this recent trial of Blow Me Out.
Ellie Queen trying to pick up some ground. Shalouk over on the outside. Ellie Queen back down to the inside. Noble Girl continues to run on. Likewise out wider on the track. Blow Me Out, and underneath it was Just Handy. They head down the straight. Command Force being asked for everything. Ellie Queen into the clear. Blow Me Out runs on, but Command Force in front. All the way Command Force. Second Ellie Queen maybe just...
Well, Jade McNaught never really got busy there at Lark Hill on Blow Me Out, and she was still pulling ground late off those leading pair. Command Force won the trial, but importantly, Ellie Queen ran second in the trial. She was a debut winner for Grant and Alana Williams, and that made the trial form look pretty good. Even the early 2-year-old form for Blow Me Out was excellent, and I think here Blow Me Out can get over the top of them. Going to need an ounce of luck, but Jade McNaught's riding well, so I'm going to back her in on the Brett Pope trained Blow Me Out, number 11 on top in race 3. Number 15, Alpha and Omega, on debut for Steve Wolf's yard. No doubt Sean McGruddy will have it in his head to take this horse straight to the front, and it'll be Catch Me If You Can. Number 6 in DOOWAHDIDDY, who is good fresh for Martin Allen. Mitch Pateman sticks and lands a really nice draw. And then I went to number 10 next best in Hell's Bell. Going to need to burn to get across from the wide gate, but if Hell's Bell can sit outside Alpha and Omega, brings her into the mix. My numbers in race 3, 11, 15, 6 and 10. Race number 4 at Ascot is the Copper Fluid Systems Handicap. It's over 1,200 metres. And we don't need to watch this replay many times. Horse gets beaten a long way, but behind a nice one, it's Pansdown's last effort when running second to the Boom filly, Clairvoyance.
Into the turn, followed further back by How's the Serenity. It's Clairvoyance who pricks her ears up at the 300, and she led by 2.5 on Pansdown, who's all at sea behind it. Down the outside, Starfield Impact runs on with How's the Serenity, but with 100 left to go, and Clairvoyance has cleared out. She's giving them an absolute lesson, Clairvoyance. This is a star filly on the rise, don't worry about that. Clairvoyance won in a can.
Well, Pansdown went around a short price favourite that day and was absolutely no match for the dominant Clairvoyance. She's had 2 races since. She's both belted at opposition again, including in Saturday's 3-year-old classic, where she made the likes of Queen Brown, Gemma's Son, Charlton Eddie and Rain of Fire look silly. So that form has to come to the fore here. Pansdown had a recent trial, not knocked around for Paul Harvey, who rode a winner at his first meeting back from injury. I'm going with Simon Miller's horse here, Pansdown at his return. Good luck to the big ownership group there with number 5 in Pansdown. From number 2 in Dad's Big Headed, also resuming off the back of an impressive trial. He was a 2-year-old winner and he looks like he's only going to be better as a 3-year-old. Number 4, Callaroo, going to get a long way back from the draw. Did like the trial, do like the horse, but the map just looks a little bit sticky. And then I went to number 1, MTA, who gets in well at the weights after Matty Derrick's 3-kilo claim. My numbers in race 4, 5, 2, 4 and 1. Race number 5 at Ascot is the GTT Ventures Trophy. It's over 1,200 metres, and I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and that's tip into a horse having his first start in Western Australia that we don't know much about. He's only had the one public trial, so we'll have a look at it now. Clint Johnson Porter's in the red in behind the horses with number 8 in Island Missile.
Up 400 metres to go. Indian Pacific is showing the way and leads by 3/4. On the outside is Charlton Eddie. Down the outside is Schoolhouse Ross. Here's Charlton Eddie coming after Indian Pacific, Schoolhouse Rock. Indian Pacific and Charlton Eddie. Indian Pacific finding a bit in front. Charlton Eddie the outside coming hard now. Charlton Eddie, Indian Pacific, Charlton Eddie. Photo finish nearly.
Well, that was the only public appearance we've seen of Island Missile. He hasn't won in a long time, but Chris and Michael Gangemi have a wonderful record bringing over these tried horses with great success. We think about the likes of Condor Heroes, Highland Beat even. He didn't win a race this prep, but he was very good behind Money Matters and some other smarties. Island Missile had no headgear in that trial. He wears winkers for his WA debut. He's drawn a really good gate. He meets a really evenly graded field. I thought he got his chance here, so I'm going to see what he can produce first up in the state. Number 8, Island Missile. Then to number 7 in On Red Alert. First up, no trial, and now with Bronwyn Matheson. This horse showed a lot of ability when last in work and had races riddled with bad luck. Number 4 in Denim Pack, who's really well placed by Mike Santich here. Comes back into a Class 3 after winning a graduation only 2 starts ago. And then number 1 next best, Bedouin Belle. Has a gear change, has weight off with the Claiming Apprentice, but she's been given every favour in the run her last couple, continues to loom without winning. Really good competitive race this, race number 5. My numbers are 8, 7, 4 and 1. Race number 6 at Ascot is the Murul Pomara Connection Handicap. It's over 1,800 metres. And we'll have a look at the last 8 effort of Come Right Back, where he ran 3rd in Saturday grade.
Straight at the 350, Budley Lad first to corner, Deception Game quickly tackling it, a length and a half away. Zip Your Lips, Arnie's Boy down the outside running on. Chatter Session got squeezed out at the 150 and Budley Lad keeps giving on the inside, but here comes Arnie's Boy. Arnie's Boy levels up to Budley Lad. Budley Lad, Arnie's Boy. Arnie's Boy poked his nose in front. Arnie's Boy did a little too well. Arnie's Boy has won it by...
That was Come Right Back at a mile. He now gets to 1,800. He comes back maybe a half step in grade. He can carry the weight 60 kilos. Clint Johnson Porter, however, has to contend with a pretty bad gait. He's going to need a really good ride or a little ounce of luck, but I've been waiting for this horse to get out to a staying trip. Watched him go around first up at 1400 when he was good behind Count Tomozoff. He was again solid at a mile. He now gets to 1800. These 1800, 2000 metre races, I think he can go through the grades now come right back. I'm putting him on top, number 1 in race number 6. From number 4 in Uncle Lino, who should get a lovely run just over the top of the speed. Chloe Azzopardi knows him well, and he always gives his best. Number 5 in Bow Count, who's really astutely placed by Brad Graham. This is a race where you are only eligible if you haven't won a metro race in the last year, and he won in town 370 odd days ago, so it's really good placement and really good thinking to use this race. I then went to number 9 next best in Black Comet, who's been going really well at Kalgoorlie and comes back to original trainers Dan and Ben Pearce. My numbers in race 6, 1, 4, 5 and 9. Race number 7 at Ascot is the SMS Mining Services Handicap at 1400 metres. These two 3-year-olds look to have a throttle hold over the race. I'm talking about Outback Jack and Captain Burglar. So let's have a look at the dominant last start victory of Outback Jack.
75 and Brown goes for home. Surveillance had shot away. It's Surveillance now by 3 on Outback Jack. Special Viewers down the outside ahead of the tiring Rip-On Falls. It's a land. Surveillance in front. Doubt it'll be long though. Here comes Outback Jack. Outback Jack went to Surveillance as they went to the 100 metre mark. Put pay to it now. Starts to extend. McGruddy livens up Outback Jack, and Outback Jack draws away to win it by a length and a half to Surveillance.
Well, while Outback Jack didn't beat much that day, Surveillance is still a maiden, and the horse that ran third, Special View, was on debut. It was the way in which he did it that really suggested he was going to take beating wherever he went next start. That was 1700 metres. He comes back to 1400 metres here. Has to be a slight query, but he draws gate number 1. Sean McGruddy's riding well, SJ Miller's training well, and this horse could well be on a Derby campaign. I'm going to tip into him here. He will be short, and I am suggesting we only need 2 horses from a quaddie perspective. So I'm going on top with Outback Jack, number 6. From 5 and Captain Burglar, who comes back in grade out of a 3-year-old handicap. Again, that last start effort behind Precautionary reads well, and prior to that behind Indigo Blue, Excerpt, Dom to Shoot, it's all good form. We're to go then to number 8 in Alluring, who should find the front here and run for Keshaw Do Run, and number 2 in Treasured Crown, a last start maiden winner. Going to narrow up this race, but my numbers in race 7, 6, 5, 8 and 2. Race number 8 at Ascot is the DP and LK Patton handicap. It's over 1600 metres. It is a class 3. We get to see a very exciting horse charging through the grades. I speak of Notorious One, the half-brother to Floyd. Let's have a look at his last start victory to make it 2 from 2.
Gets to the outside, Zip Zam Zoom, and just behind the Mexicola, Bobcat Johnny and Notorious One are putting in their runs together. Bobcat Johnny has raced up to Misty Lad, but Notorious One is descending. Notorious One has raced up to Bobcat Johnny, and then Misty Lad, Seawar, Mexicola getting out. He wants to race greenly. Notorious One fighting back. Misty Lad, Notorious One. The favourite's going to do enough, and Notorious One very green, but got the.
He's a lightly raced 5-year-old. He's only had 2 starts, Notorious One, but he could not have been more impressive in either. Team Ganjemi make a small gear change, the blinkers go off, the near side blinker goes on, just to try and get him to straighten up here. It's a pickup ride for Clint Johnson-Porter with Geordie Turner siding with Glamour Pact. Really good opportunity for Clint because he rides a horse that could well be going straight through the grades. He was scratched from Saturday to be saved for this easier assignment. He's going to be short, but hopefully for punters it can be sweet. He looks the one to beat in the last, Notorious One, number 1. From number 3 and Misty Lad, who ran into within a short half head last start, but I do think if Notorious One had gone straight, it could have been a bigger margin. Misty Lad gets the lead, gets a kilo, and should make things interesting, and could well open almost double figures. Number 5 in Glamour Pact, who's building quickly into the campaign, and draws a gate here to use it up. And number 4 in BOLSHOI, Gal next best. But all eyes are going to be on Notorious One in the last at Ascot. My numbers 1, 3, 5 and 4. Time to have a look at best bets here at Ascot on Wednesday the 14th of October. I'm going to go with the 2 maidens. I'm going to go in the first maiden, race 2, number 13 in Type 1. And then I'm going to go to the very next race. It's going to be race 3, number 11 in Blow Me Out. Make sure if you are around, get down to Ascot because the weather should be perfect. Follow Perth Racing on social media, Instagram, Twitter, the Perth Racing Punters Facebook page, and get across to the website for all your ticket purchases for the upcoming Masters Series. My name's Scott Embry. I'll be back later in the week to preview the racing for Saturday here at Ascot.